Around the World in 180 Days is a multi-grade guide for the study of world history and culture. What is wonderful about this resource for home educators is that it gives you an opportunity as a parent to expose your children to a greater worldview. It actually takes them continent by continent by continent and sharing basic history, religion, cultures of that particular continent. And the student has a workbook, but the most important thing about that we have found to be of value about this resource is the fact that I discovered as I was sharing it with my children that they came to be aware of all the different countries in Africa. For example, you take the continent of Africa and then you go country by country and the main rivers and lakes and cities and so on. And it's not just about exposing them to the general knowledge of all those different countries within each continent, but it's also exposing them to the awareness of the needs in that continent. So actually what we ended up using 180 days for was as a prayer prompt. We actually would take that continent, study the countries in that continent, discover their cultures and their needs within the lack in those countries, and we would then have specific knowledge as to be more prayerful over the needs of that country. So it did that for our family, as well as give me, as the mom, this wonderful resource where I didn't have to go and spend time even on Google or wherever and source the information of what is the main cities in each country, and what is of great value within that country from a geographic point of view or history point of view or culture and so on. So all the answers are just compiled in this one resource, 180 days. And the other thing I'd like to share with you quickly about the resource is the lady who wrote it is actually a grandmother, home educated all her children. Don't want to quote how many, but I know it was 6 or 7 or 8, and now has many grandchildren. And this resource has just been such a blessing. She put it together to try and save moms a lot of time in trying to source all the information that she's gathered into this. And her own children are now using this resource to teach her grandchildren, their own children. So it's been a wonderful resource. So I hope you find it as helpful and useful, and it's also for all ages. That also makes it very, very handy, because you just need to get the one for the parent, the actual manual, and then of course you can get a student book for however many children you have. They can each have their own student book.